I am not the prince of the Beijing Circle. I am the little princess of the Beijing Circle. Be honest. My reincarnation skills are simply invincible, and my father is on the Forbes list. And my brothers and sisters also spoil me. If I want stars, I will pick them, and I will also give me the moon. Let's put it this way, I am a Beijing sister who walks sideways, and no one dares to mess with me. Novels often like to write about the ghost drama of rich girls falling in love with poor boys. Otherwise, it is said. That arc comes from life to my boyfriend is a poor boy, Li Pan. I am not saying that your poor boyfriend should break up soon. The speaker is my childhood friend Chen Xian. We are both dandies. I am in the late stage of face control. There is no hope to my poor boyfriend is really too good looking. Besides, I don't go to prostitutes or gamble. So, what's wrong with being a little more lustful? I haven't found anyone more pleasing to the eye than him, I answered lazily with my eyes closed. Since we are talking about him, I will give him a call to send him some warmth. I dialed the number. But a woman answered, You are Hong, brother. Is taking a shower. It is not convenient to answer. Oh, this is a bad answer. I hung up the phone directly. Chen Xian joked with me. Men are all the same. 3 minutes later, Zhou Hong called immediately. Pain. Listen to my explanation. No, this guy thinks he is acting in an idol drama, okay? You explain it. I scratched my ears to see what he could say. The girl just now is my childhood friend. She came here to find a job. Her parents asked me to take care of her. She accidentally answered the phone. There is nothing wrong between us. Clear. Don't insult this word. I laughed. I was really amused. Dear, I'm not such an unreasonable person, okay? I forgive you. After Zhou Hong hung up the phone, Chen Xian asked me, Why don't you just break up? I'm bored. I want to find something to do, and I always feel that this childhood friend will bring me surprises. Chen Xian scolded me for being mean. That's not right. Just go and ask around in the circle. Li Pan, am definitely a bully. But I didn't expect this surprise to come so soon. I made an appointment with a few sisters in the circle to go to the buyer's store to look at new bags. The salesgirls smiled when they saw us, as if we were walking our MB. I in the VIP room. I was bored eating the desserts brought by the salesgirls and ordered a few bags that were not bad and asked them to pack them for me. Just when I wanted to close my eyes and rest for a while, the voices outside became louder and louder, which gave me a headache. I walked straight out of the VIP room. When I saw it, it was terrible. Isn't this my poor boyfriend and his green tea childhood friend? Interesting. When the salesgirl saw me coming out, she immediately apologized to me and said she would take care of the matter. What's wrong? I asked while blowing on my newly done nails. This female customer wanted to try a limited edition bag in our store that had been reserved. I declined her politely, but she said we looked down on people. The salesgirl said indignantly. I walked slowly to her and asked Zhou Hong with a smile, Why are you here? Zhou Hong didn't say anything, but the little green tea girl spoke first. It's sisterly. Brother Hong brought me here to buy a bag. Sister, please don't misunderstand. Little green tea was aggrieved as she spoke. Please, I haven't said anything yet. This little green tea girl can hold more than my bag. Seeing this, Zhou Hong immediately comforted her softly. Who doesn't know how to hold back? Sister, I didn't say anything to you. Why are you crying first? You are so petty. You want that bag, right? Tell your sister and your sister will take you to try it. I asked the salesgirl to get the bag. It's really unfortunate. The person who reserved this bag is my sister. The salesgirl knew, so she immediately went to get the bag. Come on, sister, try it on your back. Little green tea's eyes flashed a gleam, but she still asked Zhou Hong timidly, Brother Hong, can I? Oh Hong glanced at me and nodded. After putting the bag on her back, little green tea happily posed in front of the mirror. I smiled and said nothing. Brother Hong, does it look good? I spoke before Joe hung. It fits you perfectly, sister. I really feel that this bag is tailor-made for you. Hearing this, little green tea lowered her head shyly and glanced at Joe hung from time to time. Sister Who, we want this bag. I called the salesgirl over. I gave her a look, and she immediately understood. When little green tea heard me say this, her eyes lit up. Sister, isn't this bad? No. Where on earth did she get such a big face? I admit that I have big breasts, but I am not stupid. Why did she think I would pay for her? If it fits, just keep it. I smiled. Thank you, sister. It's nothing. Why thank me for what? Yes, I just asked you to try the bag. You don't have to thank me so much. Here is the bill, ma'am. Do you want to pay by card? The salesgirl handed her the bill. Little green tea was panicked. No, didn't I pay? When did I say I paid, sister? Why do you want to get something for nothing at such a young age? Little green tea's face turned green and red. Joe hung couldn't stand it anymore and said, "Let me do it." Oh, it's your turn. The few dollars you have are from me. Sir, the total here is 1.68 million yuan. Since you are Miss Lee's friend, I will round it off for you. The salesgirl was very sensible. I decided to buy a few more bags later to increase her sales. Joe Heng and little green tea said in unison, "How much?" The salesgirl was indeed professional and immediately repeated it in the purest Mandarin. Brother Hung, I don't like it very much anymore. We don't want it. This delicate little voice, no wonder I said that men love this. Only this can satisfy their male chauvinism. Okay, if you two can't afford it, then you can't afford it. Why are you going through so many tricks? I took off my sunglasses and pointed at Joe Hung. And you, we're done. After that, I turned around and went back to the VIP room. I had more important things to do. When people get divorced, they have to divide their property. I have to settle things when I break up. I asked my assistant Xiao Qiao to take back the house Joe Heng lives in now. I had pitied him before, so I let him move in. Who knew he would become Mr. Donghua and the wolf? He lived in my house and talked about love with other women. Who knows? He might have slept with them. It's really disgusting. I asked a few bodyguards to take back the watches and clothes I gave him. When I gave them to him, he acted like a big-tailed wolf, saying that I looked down on him and thought he was not presentable. In order to take care of his pitiful self-esteem. I even said a few less zeros. Soon Xiao Qiao called me and said that he had been kicked out. He is indeed my assistant who was hired at a high salary. He is efficient. I was going to go out with Qin Xian to celebrate my breakup. But as soon as I left the house, I ran into a sloppy man who blocked my way and wouldn't let me go. Why, you want to rob? I've practiced before. Pain, I'm Joe Hung. No, who are you, buddy? I haven't seen him for a few days. Why is he like this? Well, I should say wretched. Pain, can you be tolerant of me for a few days? I can't find a house now. How did I fall in love with him in the first place? Forget it. Everyone has their blind spots. No, you'd better go find a house obediently. He suddenly rushed in front of me and shouted, "Don't you like my face the most? Let's make peace." Who gave him this face? If there is no mirror in the house, there must be urine, right? I was too lazy to talk nonsense with him, so I asked the security guard to kick him out and put him on the blacklist. Oh, Qin Xian, stop laughing. I told Qin Xian about this, but I didn't expect this girl to be unable to stop laughing. I say, Li Peian, how did you fall in love with him in the first place? You know what, Joe Hung looked like a clear and bright person at the beginning who would not be confused when seeing him. Who knows how he became like this now? Qin Xian held my hand sympathetically. Yes, life is bound to have a few stains, and dating Joe Hung is the biggest stain in your 24-year-old life, Li Peian. After she finished speaking, she started laughing again, like crazy, and the guests dining next to us frequently looked at us. I covered my head with a hat and pretended that I was not familiar with her. Qin Xian finally found his conscience and felt that he should not have laughed just now. I said that he would take me to have fun later. It was a birthday party of a friend in the circle. How is it? Not bad, Qin Xian said vaguely while drinking. Yes, it's okay. The waiters are handsome men and beautiful women. It's really pleasing to the eye. You know, when people are in a good mood, there will always be someone who will mess with your mentality. Not long after a waitress came in, a man, I'll just call him a man, who looked really ugly, started whistling, as if he had never seen a woman in his 8 lifetimes. Sister, you are so pretty. Dance for your brother. The waitress also knew that most of these people were either rich or noble, so he was too scared to speak. I cleared my throat. Have you never seen dancing? The waiter looked at me gratefully. Who are you? How dare you interfere in my business? It is said that Rome is divided into inner and outer cities. People outside the second ring envy the imperial city. And people inside the imperial city envy the red walls. So it is inevitable that some low-class people don't know who I am. It doesn't matter. You will know after today. Dead fat pig, you have never seen dancing. Go home and let your mother dance for you. The low-class person suddenly looked like a mutant, his face swollen red. He looked conscienceless to begin with. Stinky woman, if you have the guts, say it again. Damn, how dare you talk to me like this? Uncles can tolerate it, but aunts can't. Sister, hold my coat. I handed the coat to the waiter. Qin Xian, close your eyes, I'm going to kill people. Sister, you're so handsome. Qin Xian knew my fighting ability and was not worried at all. As soon as I finished speaking, I picked up a beer bottle and hit the idiot right in the middle of his eyebrows. Things got out of control, and someone called the police. I am the police station. The idiot was crying and telling the police uncle about his grievances. I couldn't bear to watch. Funny mud pee. Comrade police, you see, he cursed so dirty at that time. This idiot is really simpler than expected. I didn't, Uncle Police, I was practicing English. I blinked my watery eyes and said aggrievely. After the record was completed, the family was asked to come and take them back. I didn't expect that this would be my disaster. If my eldest brother and sister knew about it, I would be confined. So I chose my second brother, who was a little easier to talk to. Second brother, come to the police station to pick me up. What's wrong? You got into trouble again. Is anyone okay? Am I such a troublemaking person? What a joke. Did I get my black belt in Taekwondo for nothing? Okay, I'm on a business trip now. I'll have someone pick you up. Okay, brother. I looked well behaved. Qin Xian's sister had taken her away and advanced. At the door of the police station, I was swearing at that low-class guy in silence. Why was it silent? Because the police uncle was still there. Soon, a black Bentley drove up and a man in a suit and leather shoes got out. Fu Beichen, if I am the little princess of the Beijing Circle, this is the real prince of the Beijing Circle, the prince in the red wall. And the future husband my father has arranged for me. He greeted the director and motioned for me to get in the car. Wait for me a moment. There is still something to do. The low-class guy was also picked up by someone. I walked to their car and kicked him viciously and then ran away. This kick guaranteed that he would have to rest for half a month. I in the Bentley. Fu Beichen closed his eyes and rested. I was catching mosquitoes. That's right, I was catching mosquitoes. With a snap, the mosquito finally fell into my palm. Little mosquito, fighting with me. I was still complacent when Fu Beichen's eyes swept over me. Well, I was catching mosquitoes. I didn't mean to. I raised my hand to show him the dead body of the mosquito. Fu Beichen took out a handkerchief from his pocket and handed it to me. Wipe it clean. He is the only man who I think looks colder than the cold wind in Siberia. Oh, thank you. I don't know what happened, but the car suddenly braked hard. Generally speaking, people will save themselves in dangerous situations. I wanted to find a support point at the critical moment, so I grabbed Fu Beichen's shirt on his chest. The buttons broke with a sound, and the scenery inside was looming. The driver apologized quickly, saying that someone had just rear-ended him. "Why don't you let go?" Hearing this, I quickly let go and kept apologizing to Fu Beichen and sorted his clothes slowly. In order to ease the atmosphere in the car, I wanted to do something, so I suddenly blurted out, "Your chest muscles are so big." Fu Beichen, the atmosphere in the car became worse. After finally getting home, I said goodbye and ran away. Family members who understands, I have never been so excited in my life. Second brother, why did you let Fu Beichen pick me up? I crawled darkly on the bed. Isn't this a good opportunity for you to improve your relationship? I had nothing to say. After hanging up the phone, I immediately went to the Beautiful Girl Warrior group to complain, and the resident guests were Chen Xian and Lu Jinling. Something big might happen in my Beijing circle recently. Lu Jinling, Chen Xian, whose family has an illegitimate child again. That's so exciting. Wow. In order to prevent the topic from getting more and more off topic, I sent a message before Chen Xian. I stripped Fu Beichen's clothes. He might come after me. Bitter JPG. Chen Xian, who are you talking about? Ha 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 ha, you're done. Lu Jinling, it's okay. It doesn't matter if you strip it early or late. Isn't he your husband? My sisters checked the goods in advance. What's wrong? Chen Xian, Lu Jinling, you can talk more. I don't laugh. It's because I don't like to laugh by nature. Chen Xian, that's not right. Isn't Fu Beichen developing the market in Northern Europe? Why did he suddenly return to China? I don't know. Lu Jinling, is there any need to say this? He's 29 years old. He will definitely come back to marry our NN. Lu Jinling, you are really good at scolding people now. You know what? Lu Jinling's mouth is blessed. I was called back to the old house the next day. Pain, Beichen is back too. When are you two going to get married? Lao Li's question really confused me. I signaled my second brother to help me say something, but he pretended not to see it. Dad, why should I be in such a hurry? My second brother hasn't even gotten married yet. Humph, if you don't help me, I'll just drag you down with me at this point. Lao Li put the teacup down angrily. We'll talk about this rebellious son later. Let's talk about yours first. Beichen is 2 years older than your second brother. Our family is not in a hurry, but your Uncle Fu's family should be in a hurry, but it's hard for them to say. Indeed, Fu Beichen's career brain is not ordinary. No wonder Uncle Fu is in a hurry. He has no love brain. He is all career brain. He deserves to make money. The eldest sister also spoke up. Pain, Fu Beichen's character is absolutely top-notch. And most importantly, your brother-in-law told me that he is in good health. The second half of the sentence was whispered by the eldest sister in my ear, and my face turned red with shame. Is this something I can say? You are so lewd. The wedding date was decided by Lao Li and Uncle Fu. I never thought that one day I would be able to play the trend of getting married first and then falling in love with others. Newspaper headlines. The Fu and Li families are married. And the wedding is unprecedentedly grand. I don't know whether it is grand or not, but my body is going to collapse. For a wedding banquet, I changed more than 30 sets of clothes. More than 30 sets? This is not a real-life version of a dress-up game. Forget it. Fu Beichen, this dog man, has an ascetic face, but he is like a wolf and a tiger behind his back. When I woke up in the morning, my skin was blue and purple, all of which were bitten by Fu Beichen. This dog my body was sore and sore. But he slept soundly. I really want to stuff his head into the toilet now. I started to make trouble and pinched his nose all of a sudden. Someone who was woken up had long arms and legs and held me in a fist. Don't make trouble. The voice was unexpectedly lazy and pleasant. When will I stop being attracted by the voice of a domineering president? When I woke up, There was no one around me. Fu Beichen, this bastard, was a perfect example of a man who abandoned his wife after having sex. Damn, Li Peian, you were taking in to replenish yang last night. You have such big dark circles under your eyes. Qin Xian held my face and looked me up and down. Liu Jinling was not surprised at all. She slowly made tea. Their vice president is busy with work for a long time, so it is inevitable that he will have sex for the first time. Alas, it's just a pity for our little Enan. My face turned red. Liu Jinling, it's still broad daylight. Why are you driving? Oh, I didn't expect to see our Pain again. He's already a young woman. Qin Xian seemed to shake his head with regret. You are a young woman, and sisters are all girls at all ages. You are married. Can we still go to the nightclub together? Will your vice president kill us if he finds out? Qin Xian even imitated the classic quotes of the domineering CEO. The weather is cold. The king is broken. The weather is cold. Let the Qin group go bankrupt. Qin Xian, this heartless guy, was still laughing. In order to prove that I have the final say in this place, I went to the nightclub that night very hard. Maybe it was to show off. I drank a few more glasses, and in the end I was drunk. But I kept repeating 3.1415926. That's right. One of my problems when I get drunk is to recite pi, since I only know 7 digits. I kept repeating it. Fu Beichen called at this time. I swiped my phone handsomely and said with a big tongue, "Hello, who are you?" The person on the other end of the phone seemed a little angry. "I'm your husband." I threw the phone into the wine at once, and this action stunned Liu Jinling and the others. Someone claims to be my husband. How can an unmarried girl like me have a husband? I fell asleep after I said that, leaving Liu Jinling and Qin Xian looking at each other. Qin Xian, I think Qin may really go bankrupt. Liu Jinling, don't be stunned. Send this girl over before President Fu comes to settle the bill. At this moment, I don't know how big a challenge I will face. 2 minutes ago, my sister, who couldn't handle the matter, threw me into Fu Beichen's hands and rolled away. I collapsed on the sofa like a boneless person. Hey, what are you standing there for? Pour me a glass of water. I started to give orders like a big boss. The guy who was digesting his anger on the side laughed out of anger. In the end, he still fed me water, but he ended up feeding me on the bed. They say that you can't touch a tiger's butt. This is such a painful realization. Fu Beichen slowly undressed, took off his gold-rimmed glasses and put them aside, and took a tie to tie my hands. I thought you were tired last night. But it turns out you weren't tired at all. Fu Beichen's voice was like the whisper of a devil. What happened next was obvious. All night long, I was tossed and turned, up and down, and I couldn't get up in the morning. Someone, on the other hand, went to work refreshed after eating and drinking. Fu Beichen, you are not a human being. Give me back my innocence. During this time, the dog man also called to comfort me. Have you gotten up? I can't get up. I'm paralyzed. I said viciously. In that case, forget it. Someone seemed to be very regretful. I was going to say that my private jet is available for you to use, and you can take your friends to go shopping abroad. What? Private jet? It's so inhumane. I'm fine. I'm fine. I'm fine now. At this moment, I was overwhelmed by happiness and had completely forgotten what the dog man did. The only condition is that I don't want to see you go to the nightclub again. What kind of condition is this? It's as simple as drinking water. Okay, rich daddy, work hard. Don't forget, there is still a little gold-eating beast at home. Fu Beichen on the other end smiled when he heard the words, and then shook his head helplessly. In Qin Xian's words, I am the only woman who lives a better life after marriage than before marriage, although there is no love between me and my domineering husband. I have money. I can use this private jet to go to France to watch the show at will, and there are so many bags and diamonds that I need to open another room to store them. Fu Beichen also doesn't have the bad habit of keeping a Mistress, compared with most men, he is simply too good. The only thing that bothers me is that he is so strong. I feel embarrassed for swallowing so much money from him. I can only care about him more often. I clicked on a green chat software and asked in a full of energy, lowly voice, "My husband, what are you doing?" I also took a selfie with my head tilted and my big eyes flashing. After waiting for a long time, Fu Beichen didn't reply to me. "Why don't you reply to my message?" I frowned slightly, pouted my cherry lips, and sent it to him with a coquettish look. Fu Beichen, who was in a meeting in the conference room, finally didn't ignore it this time. When I heard the message notification sound, I picked it up and saw that the dog man sent an emoticon package of "in a meeting." I could feel his speechlessness, and I slapped the table and laughed. Liu Jinling, who was sitting next to me, saw my chat interface and looked at me with a complicated expression. Sometimes, the vice president is helpless when he is alone on the internet. Days passed, and the relationship between Fu Beichen and I remained in a magical balance. For example, I went crazy and he was helpless. For example, I spent money and he made money. For example, I watched shows all over the world and he held meetings all over the world. In order to reward him for his hard work, I have been practicing cooking recently. My mother, Ms. Foam, has a famous saying, "To capture a man's heart, you must first capture his stomach." I don't know if I captured Fu Beichen's heart, but I captured his stomach. As soon as he finished eating the food I cooked, he loved to go to the toilet. Maybe this is also a disguised form of love. However, my cooking skills have really improved recently, and he will not have diarrhea, but I can't guarantee it. I packed my lunchbox and drove to Fu Group by myself. The ladies at the front desk downstairs are all very familiar with me. "Madam, are you here to deliver lunch to the vice president again?" "Yes, your vice president is very picky and loves the food I cook." I looked at the time, and it was just time for lunch. "Let's talk another day. Our old Fu is still waiting for me." A few sisters were left behind and whispered, "Madam and the vice president are really in love. Isn't it? Madam is so virtuous." Yes, that's how I was promoted. Fu Beichen married me as his wife. It's a great honor. I got on the elevator with satisfaction. The special assistants outside the office saw me coming and wanted to inform them. I signaled them not to do so. Let me make a surprise attack to see if he cheated on me. I opened the door with a click. How should I put it? I really caught it. What caught my eye was Fu Beichen sitting on a chair, and a girl wearing revealing clothes hugged Fu Beichen's neck and leaned her head on Fu Beichen's chest. Both of them showed surprised expressions because of my arrival. That's what I think. Sorry, we went the wrong way. You guys continue. I closed the door again, exhaled, and put the lunchbox on top of the water dispenser outside. Fu Beichen, you bastard. How dare you cheat on me? But why do I feel like crying? I attribute this to my nostalgia for private jets and those diamonds. When I closed the elevator door, I saw Fu Beichen running out. After all, I was one step faster and didn't let him in. I drove back to the house where I lived before I got married. My phone kept ringing on the way. They were all from Fu Beichen. I turned it off directly when I got home. I asked my assistant Xiao Qiao to draft a divorce agreement for me. Xiao Qiao was still so fast and sent me the documents in half an hour. In order to get a quick divorce, I didn't even want to share Fu Beichen's billions of assets. I just wanted the bags and diamonds he gave me. There was no other way. Who told me that I really love limited edition bags? Besides, I can't sleep with him for so long in vain. He is so beautiful. Only Xiao Qiao and I knew about the divorce. I didn't even tell Chen Xian and Liu Jinling. After everything was ready, I stayed in the living room and thought about how to explain to my parents for a long time. After all, the divorce of the Fu and Li families would be a big deal. Never mind. The world is in chaos, so I'm going to sleep. I calmly went to a Michelin restaurant for dinner. I even had the mind to praise the chef for the steak tonight. In the eyes of others, I might really be crazy at 8 o'clock in the evening. I showed up at the door of my house on time with the divorce agreement. The house was dark. Oh, are you so impatient? You don't even go home. I changed my shoes at the entrance and was about to go in. Suddenly, I heard a movement in the living room. As the lights turned on, I found that it was Fu Beichin. You are crazy. You don't turn on the light at home. What are you pretending to be? I put my bag down and took out the divorce agreement. Look at it. If you have no problem, sign it. I handed the divorce agreement to him. He looked at it for a long time. I got a little angry. Don't worry, I don't want your real estate. Let's part ways in peace. Why didn't I realize that this man was so stingy before? I won't sign it. He threw the divorce agreement on the table. What's wrong with it? I'll change it. Okay. A lowly man, you are so fussy about such a small amount of money. I'm too lazy to argue with him. I don't want a divorce. Fu Beichin rubbed his eyebrows. It's so funny, he still wants to have the blessing of having 2 wives. Sure enough, men in the financial circle are big-hearted. So you plan to go home on Monday, Wednesday and Friday, and accompany her on Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday? No need. I am willing to help you too. After all, there are many men. Fu Beichin stood up, walked in front of me, and pressed my shoulders solemnly. Why? He still wants to hit a woman. I have practiced it. Payne, you've said so much. Can you let me explain first? The bastard still wants to quibble when the time comes. Go ahead, he said, but I had no desire to listen. First of all, I believe that marriage is for a lifetime. I will not cheat mentally, let alone physically. Secondly, today's incident is just a misunderstanding. The person is new. The newcomer's thoughts are not correct, and he wants to take shortcuts. It's all based on your words. Do you think I believe it? Didn't you refuse it? When you came in, I was about to let her go out, but her hair got caught on my button, and then it was like what you saw. After saying that, he took out his mobile phone and showed me the surveillance at that time. It seems that he was really wronged, but I still have to blame him. Why does he have such a face that seduces little girls? Payne, I respect your ideas, but I don't want you to decide the survival of our marriage so easily. Okay, we won't divorce. Why are you so sour? But if there is a next time, I won't tolerate it. His words are really disgusting. Once the misunderstanding was explained, the anger naturally dissipated. Now he looked a little wet because of the grievance, which made people want to bully him. Damn. Inferiority complex is indeed the best dowry for a man. I am a person who does whatever I think of, and I kissed him directly under the light. He also bought a cruise ship for me generously, so that I can have a party with my sisters at any time. The only condition is that no men are allowed to be present. Love is of course mutual. He is so good to me, and I can't forget him. Now when I go shopping, I will occasionally visit the men's clothing area and buy a few suits for Fu Beichin. He has a good figure, and he can wear the strange clothes I picked very well. This made me want to buy more. I dragged Chen Xian and others to look at men's clothes whenever I had nothing to do. When you were a child, you loved to dress up Barbie dolls crazily. You loved to dress up Fu Beichin crazily after you got married, right? Lu Jinling was speechless about this. Except for meeting Uncle Fu and Aunt Lu when I got married, I basically didn't see them later. We spent Fu Beichin's birthday at the old house. In order to give him a surprise. I made a cake in advance. It looks good, but I can't guarantee whether it is safe or not. When I showed the cake to him, he smiled and said, "Thank you." At this time, the old housekeeper next to him said with relief, "Master, I haven't been so happy for a long time." You are so rich, but you are still not happy. Don't worry about it. I have a hatred of the rich. Haha, is that so? He may have facial paralysis. I will take him to check it out when I have time. Fu Beichin is an only child, so his family has been very strict with him since he was a child, including eating now. I am almost suffocating. There are many family members in our family, And the eating is noisy to Fu Beijing and Uncle Fu are both serious. There are only 4 people at the table including me. I can't stay in a serious environment. After dinner, I dragged Fu Beijing away. Finally, I know why you don't like to laugh. The 3 of us are very serious, and no one likes to talk. I ass it hard to live with a chatterbox like me. I jumped in front and turned to look at him. It's not hard, I like it very much. He looked into my eyes and answered seriously. This elder brother, why are you so serious? I almost fell in love with him. Thank you. I said it without saying anything. Time passed quickly, and it was already the 1st anniversary of my marriage. I took Fu Beijing back to the Li family for dinner. During the meal, my parents urged me to have a baby in disguise. I didn't want to have a baby at all at the moment, but I understood the old people's desire to hold their grandchildren, so I could only listen silently. And my husband, Fu Beijing, is a real warrior. Mom and Dad, the child is born by pain. We can't bear the pain during this period, so we should respect her ideas. If she says she doesn't want to have the baby, then don't. I will explain to the Fu family. My mother shed 2 tears and praised Fu Beijing for his responsibility. Your father didn't say such words for me back then, and my sister said that he has good character and correct values. It turned out to be true. I deserve to have such a husband after doing good deeds for many years. On the 5th anniversary of my marriage, I became pregnant with twins. In the first 3 months, I found out that the fetus was in an abnormal position. Fu Beijing put down all his work in the company and accompanied me to take care of the baby. In the 5th month, I began to eat everything, but Fu Beijing began to vomit during the morning. The doctor said that this was because he was too anxious and too worried about the condition of me and the baby. In the 7th month, because I was pregnant with twins, I became fatter and fatter, and I was often anxious about my figure. When I was anxious, I suspected that Fu Beijing had cheated on me behind my back. I would make a fuss and often use extreme language, and then regret it. Fu Beijing would hold me and comfort me over and over again, letting me punch and kick. As the baby was getting bigger and bigger, I couldn't sleep at night and had difficulty breathing. I called Fu Beijing, who had been working all day, to sit on the sofa with me. He never complained. Soon it was the day of delivery. In order not to leave scars, I chose to give birth naturally. Mada, it hurts so much. I cursed Fu Beijing's ancestors in the operating room. After 10 hours, the twins were finally born. The brother's nickname was Barbecue Pork Buns, and the sister's name was Maltos.